Hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day weekend, wherever you were, out of town, in town, uh, cookouts, all that nonsense. And for all the people who are into sports, welcome to football. Football's officially started, people. If you haven't noticed, both NFL and college football have started, but that's on another subject. This is from a live from the parts unknown. The Clem and Claw Show, second and fourth Mondays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time. You know the story. I don't have to say too much on it. 6:30 for the people on the left coast or the west coast. Anyways, we are Clem and Claws. Yes, from the parts unknown. Uh, like I said, other than football, I think there was like one cat fight. I think that they're trying to set up. It hasn't happened yet. I think it's supposed to be Wednesday, but we'll see. And I heard it's supposed to be in Vegas too. So that's all I have for that.
Oh, they're gonna be trying to do it as part of the
No, this is
um.
separate. This is not the women on fire thing. This is different. This is separate from that.
Okay.
This one's by a guy named Hot Dog Paradise. I've never heard of him, but I guess he found a girl. I think he found two girls. I'll talk more about that in the thing. I don't want to spoil the whole thing.
Okay.
So other than that, weekend was okay. Whatever. Nothing exciting. Nothing flashy happened.
Yeah, just a lot of work for me. 'Cause like I say, it's football season.
True. Yeah, I expect you to do a lot of work. I was doing the same thing. I was working a lot myself. So, yep.
Mm.
So a lot of work, busy, busy, busy. Anyways, like I said, back to what I was saying earlier. So earlier, like I said, this Wednesday, I think he's doing sponsorship. Some guy, I guess it's two new girls. One girl he had last year was, and her name is Jen. The other one's some lady named Snow. They're looking for people to sponsor that fight. I don't know if it's going to be live stream or not. I can't speak on that. I I'm pretty sure it won't.
Mhm.
I'm not saying anything. This is an unknown person. I know
Mhm.
that he's on loyal fans. I know he's had several fights, so he's not that unknown. So that's all I have.
Well, that's good.
Other than that, nothing. Other than that, nothing of note, people. Just I'm not like we all say. Like I'm going to say now. If there's no news to be spoken of, I can't. I will not. I will not push it. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Yeah. I want to say well, it happened between the last show and this show.
Yep.
Happy birthday to Monroe Jameson.
Yep.
That she another year around the sun. Definitely a
Another year
legend
around the sun.
in business and combat sports. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Go ahead. I'll let you finish because I have some news on them. So I've been talking to Johnny Ringo, so I got some news on them.
so Monroe Jameson. So happy birthday to her.
Okay, so the news I have. So as most of y'all people, if some of you who follow the show for 3 years know, I've been, when the female wrestling channel. For people who don't know, the female wrestling channel has been going for about 10 years now. I think it's gonna be 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 10, 12 years. Anyways, they took a long hiatus as they were trying to revamp their internet and how they're gonna pay the girls and how they're gonna present the videos and all that stuff. So they reached out to me and all this stuff. So they're pretty much looking for people who are going to sponsor because they're trying to bring back they're trying to get back into action finally at long last because Johnny Ringo's trying to slowly phase out. Monroe, he loves you, but it's to that point you're like, it's to that point where they're looking for the next person to carry the baton, if you know what I mean. The next person
Okay.
who's going to be the face of the female wrestling channel because everybody knows Monroe's been carrying you know, that production for like however long it's been. I think 11, 12 years, however long it's been. So Johnny Ringo wants to retire at some point, and bring her along to be the producer of the whole thing. So she's showing him so he's showing her the ropes. If you know what I'm
Come
saying.
on,
So
Monroe.
what's up?
You see, he's showing Monroe the ropes.
Yeah, because he's gonna get to the point where he's gonna he'll get to the point where he's gonna have you know how it is when you finally hit your era where you done everything and you can't do it anymore. So you need a successor type. He's
Mm-hmm.
grooming. I think he's grooming her to be that
Okay.
and all that stuff. So she's really the one who's doing the recruiting and talking to the us
Mm.
days more than him. He's doing all
Okay.
the internet technology stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
people. I think he has a match coming up. He wants to. He wants. I think he's asking for $100 to sponsor it. So if you sponsor, I guess you're going. There's a lot of stuff with it. We'll see. He's Johnny Moreau. I mean Johnny Ringo. Johnny Moreau. Johnny Ringo. So he got to do things big. And everyone knows who Johnny Ringo is because we had him on the show last year. Y'all know who he is. I had to do something that day. I forgot what I had to do that day. So, so
Right. 'Cause the comedy of the ship.
yeah. So he's good. So yeah, people. If you want to see, so he's trying to bring back. He's bringing in new girls and trying to bring back the girls that were in it and his thing from years ago back. So we'll
Mm.
see. We shall see how that turns out.
Okay.
But other than that, like I said, that's yeah. Now that you brought it up, Monroe thing, I had to bring that up because that's something I've been talking to, or he's been talking to me about.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, people. Other than that, we got
There's
nothing for you. Oh yeah, the
another
women. Now that you brought up the women on fire, let's bring. You know what? Since we're bringing them up, let's go ahead and bring them up. So I think their next. I think their show is going to be September 21st. Is that? I'm
first.
sorry.
Yeah.
For people who are interested, uh, the thing is with them, they're looking for sponsors that are going to sponsor matches. There's a few big matches I've heard that is coming up in Women on Fire, which is run by Jennifer Thomas. For people who don't know, the same woman who runs Session Girls. So they're doing a thing, I think, for domestic violence. I think it's like a fundraiser for like domestic violence at a place
Mm.
called Club Karma in Vegas. I do know that our friend Lynn LaRoe is fighting Lana Luxor. I know that they're going to wrestle each other, so I know about that. Queen Gia Love, is it Queen Gia Love? No, Lady Oyanka has a match too. I know that. I seen that. Forgot who it's against. I know that Sasha Steele has a match too against Brady Brickhouse. So there's a few for people who know. If you're in the industry of the session wrestling industry, you know these people I'm talking about. So there might be some other matches, but if you're interested, I think it's $150 will get you like some kind of thing. You can match up people together. I think it's www.womenonfire.com. I think it's a website for that. So that's September 21st. So if you want to get your stuff, your customs, all that stuff, get it in. You have 11 days. I'm not even counting today. You got 11 days to get it in. They'll get back to you on that. So that's it. I had to bring that up because our friend Reagan is also going to Vegas. I know Queen Gia Love. I just saw her post on Twitter. I know she's going too. It's a lot of people.
I know Rojo Montana. She's going to be on it as well. She's been on the show.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she's definitely on there. So
Is
I'll
Kim
let
Chi
you.
as well? Is she going to be on the show?
Oh, Kim Chi's on there.
Uh,
Yeah, she's traveling. I don't know if she's going to fight, but I know she's one of the people traveling.
yeah, because this
She's
thing is going to be, if you really look at, I mean, FetCon is one thing because it includes almost everything that's in fetish, but it seems like this is just for the fighters. So,
This is strictly for the fighters.
yeah, so that sounds like that's pretty cool,
It's yeah,
pretty cool setup. Yeah, I got business in Vegas at the end of the month, unfortunately, so I'll miss everything. By the time I get there, they'll be all gone.
yep. Unfortunately for you, but this is
Yeah,
how to run, people. Yep, like we said. Anything else? All right, all right, all right, all right. If there's anything of note that comes up, people will say it. But right now, what we gave you is what we gave you, people. We're gonna have
this
to
is
run with it. So with that being said, I'm gonna let the man run the credits.
okay. Let's see. And like I said, having to do it on my phone, this one was a little bit different tonight. But
Yep.
I can be reached at Close Web at X and IG.
I myself can be reached at Clem underscore IG and Clem Kufo on X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever. Anyways, right now, unless something changes, the next show is going to be Monday, September 23rd.
Correct. I'm trying to. I think it's a fact.
You
trying
can.
to see
So
if I
yeah,
can.
Monday, September 23rd, people. We might have something, we might not. I can't guarantee anything, people, because
Yeah,
like we said, we're pretty much at the end of the month. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of the month. Football season is raining right now, NFL and college. So if there's any cat fights, I agree with Klaus. Well, we'll probably be in the middle of the week, like a Wednesday, if it happens. I can't see it on the weekend. I really
right,
can't. But people, we don't know. We don't know. They might surprise us and like, oh, we'll do this.
right,
People, as we always say, catfights are minor miracles. Competitive catfights are minor miracles. People are starting to open their eyes. I'm talking about some of these fans who are not what you call them, what you call them, Clausewell fans. They're not village idiots. Some of them are starting to open their eyes and understand this. Some, I didn't say all.
I guess while we here, because like I said, we here at the end anyway.
True.
Tangent. Do you think? I mean, I don't know the state of catfighting as we know it stands or where it goes.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, this stuff goes in cycles. There's been some years it's been really lean. Then there's been some years that was like a fight. There's like we couldn't go an episode without talking about a fight.
Yep.
So yeah, but I this is bless you. This is
Thank you.
definitely the lean side. Um, I don't know if it gets any better or anything. You know, the pandemic again was kind of a counterpoint because
Yep.
of the fact of the matter of opportunities had dried up and there was talent looking for work
Yep.
and it expanded the boundaries. And I think there was one or two that might have said, "Oh, okay, you know, this one too bad. All right,
Yep.
stay been a legend." But for most, and they can find something else to do, they just go and do. But I think for what we do, I think it'd be hard pressed to find other things. I think it'd be
Agreed.
hard. But at some point, the rub has to be worth the salt, so to
Agreed.
speak, because even though these things are minor miracles to pull off, it is a lot of energy. And you would think with
Yep.
technology and all of this other stuff, it would make it easier. It
Nope.
actually is not. It makes it that much more difficult, that much more tougher. Um, with the technology, you'd think it'd be easier to do these things. It's
Nope.
just not. Um, And I don't think it's so much that there isn't a fan base to support it. I don't think it is. It's just that you got to have the willing participants. If you don't
Yep.
have the willing participants, you can have all the fan interest that you want. You can have all the sponsors that you want or whatever, and they're willing to pay top dollar for some ladies. For some ladies, it's always going to be about the money. Some talent is always going to be about the money. But
Yep.
for other talent, it's just going to be like, I just don't want to put my body through it because the
Yep.
recovery part is kind of rough. And so it's
Very.
like they want to go through all that because there's a lot to go through just to do one. You
Yep.
know, for everyone involved, the producers too. It's a
Yep.
lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of days of planning and stuff that you're only trying to. You're going through all of this really for a 20
Yep.
minute, 25-minute match. By the time you take into account of shooting, just shooting in and of itself, it's
Yep.
gonna be like if you do pre-interviews, post-interviews, maybe something else for the sponsors or whatever.
Yep.
This time can be about 2 hours, but it's a lot of planning and logistics you got to
Yep.
do for those 2 hours. So sometimes you may have where it's a lot of energy to get up. So I think the longer you're in it, the harder it is to get up for it because you just know how much energy it just takes to do this. So
Yeah, from the fighter's point of view, I can't speak from the fighter's point of view, but I'm going to try to. Is that from the fighter's point of view? It's a lot. People don't understand. It's a lot of just as producers have to do with the cameras and their equipment and the hotel airfares and all of the placing people in the hotels or motels or R&B, sorry, Airbnb, and then you got the mats, you got to get the cameras, right? And then, like you said, then there's the uploading of the stuff, like you said, doing the interviews, the before interviews, the after interviews, the fight. People need to understand it's draining. I'm going to speak from since I've talked to producers like you, I can speak on this.
uh,
I'm not anything, but I can speak on how draining it is. People need to understand it takes a lot of planning for producers, right? I agree with you when it comes to fighters of the like for them, like you said, they kind of plan when we're going to what do I have to do, what do I have to bring, blah blah blah, and so forth, and then airfare, hotel, being on time, being late, like you said, there's a lot of stuff, and then of course you got the when you land, you got so which hotel I'm going to be in, how long I'm going to be here, blah blah blah, and all this stuff I need to do. I'm flying out here, hair, makeup, all that, the
Mm-hmm.
fight, all that. So yeah, people. So fans, we have to understand this is a lot of stuff just for this stuff to happen. And like the man said, if everything goes right, and a lot of things don't go right in these catfights, but how
Man,
the
America.
hypothetical everything goes right is what 2 hours, and then you also got to take it to feds. You got to drive the girls to the airport. That's another thing. Being produced,
Mhm.
you got to drive the girls to the airport.
When you got to break down everything, clean up stuff,
Yeah,
edit,
yeah,
and that's what knocking on wood. Nobody put holes through the wall or whatever during the production.
that, yeah, that too, that also. Like you said. And then if like example, like you said, you find an Airbnb, like you said, you gotta break down stuff, you gotta give the people back their keys, you gotta make sure that, like you said, the stuff is, you got to rearrange. It's a lot of stuff.
And of course, if you got hair pulling and all that, got to
Yep,
vacuum up the hair and
this is
or
true.
you got clothes ripping. Got to make sure you clean up all that. Yeah, it's a lot. So
Yeah, and then like I said, and then like you said, you taking girls to the airport and hoping that just there's gonna be traffic too. You gotta make sure the traffic is not like crazy traffic too. Sometimes.
traffic go picking them up from the airport. God forbid. And we've seen. We can't tell you how many countless matches where flights was missed or flights was late or flights was delayed, and now that's going. That's a lot.
We ain't gotta say
That's,
too much. The fight that happened about what 3 weeks ago, the one with Vega. Actually, we don't
yeah,
gotta say too much on that. That's an example.
yeah.
So, and then like
But
the man said, you also got the time. And like the man said, you got the time of the month, and you got all these other stories
that's
and
a lot.
everything.
We ain't even gotten to that. That's a whole nother matter.
All right, we're ending the show, people. Until next time, for myself, Clement Okupo, for my guy Claus Webb, we're out of here. Peace,
So,
everyone. In 2 weeks.
yep, 2 weeks. See y'all later.
Later.